Welcome back. You're listening to the Flow Friday Sports Show on Flow FM, and it's time to go into North Central Netball. The president of the association, Kylie Walsh, joins me on the line, and boy, oh boy, I didn't think I was going to need some heart medication before I turned 30, Kylie, but looking at some of these results from the weekend, I reckon if I was there, it might have been the last of me, Kylie. I've got to be honest. What a weekend it was.
It certainly was. You should have been courtside, Alice. It was so exciting. It was wonderful to see, and I can't wait for Saturday.
Oh, I'm sure you can't. Well, let's start with the 14 and under Bs in their game. So we had the Sea Lake Nandali side up against St. Arnaud, and this one finished in favour of St. Arnaud 9-5 in the end. So it'll be them going through after what's been a very exciting under-14s Bs season.
Yeah, look, they've done really well coming in to make it official this season, but Saturday was a really low-scoring game. The ball travelled back and forth a lot, and there was a lot of goals missed, but Sea Lake Nandali Tigers were the first to settle into the game, and defenders both ends worked really well over time, preventing any sort of progress in the ring, and particularly Saints key defender Sienna Carroll. She did a great job and rewarded her team defending well. And the teamwork across the four quarters allowed them to progress to the grand final, beating Tigers 9-5.
In the 14 and under A's, we had Donald up against Sea Lake Nandali Tigers, and Donald too good, 27-18 the final score in the prelim for the 14 and under A's.
Yeah, and look, Alice, considering this is the prelim finals, that both teams had a really calm persona about them and didn't really seem to be fazed about the end goal, which was wonderful to see. But it was a really nice little contest across the mid-court for the first part of the game, and Donald Sally Rice was able to gradually stamp her authority on the game and read the ball really well at such a young age. And she took some lovely intercepts and rightly rewarded by her golders. Donald's April Godkin also found her form this week, taking strong passes and positioned really well in the ring and just had her eye to the post. A key change for Donald, though, was bringing on Maya Funk, who rightly shut down the Tigers' goal shooter, Sienna Allen, altering her rhythm and pressure in the goals. And Donald played a consistent four quarters this week and were rewarded with a win over Sea Lake Nandali Tigers, 27-18.
In the 17 and under A's, a very good game between Birchip Watcham and Nullawill. Nullawill too good though by 13 goals, 20-33 the final score in this one, with Nullawill's Jessica Fawcett one of the best on court.
Yeah, rightly so, Alice. And this was a really anticipated game. They've had close meetings every other time they've met, but this was really going to be the pressure of which team would handle the pressure of a prelim final. And something we've mentioned quite often is this is where the Maroons seem to shine. And as you mentioned, Nullawill's goaler Jessie Fawcett was played extremely well, and with her co-goaler Tessa Sheehan, they moved really well in the circle, creating space and sometimes causing headaches for the Bulls Coffee sisters, working hard to break their flow. But Nullawill made some pivotal changes, great tactical moves, alternating Lily Humphries and Montana Cully from the ring to the centre, and that enabled them to give full effort through the middle when they were playing that part. But the Bulls this week didn't seem to find their connections throughout the game, and that allowed Nullawill to capitalise on unforced errors and widen that gap. But the final quarter was a lot closer between the two, and the Bulls tried every effort to bring back the score, but Nullawill kept their renowned composure throughout the game and were rewarded with a win over Birchip Watcham 33-20.
Really good analysis, Kylie. Moving into seniors action, we had in the C grade Bort up against Birchip Watcham. So tell us about these C graders who have gotten a bit of a run on the air this year. Bort 45, the winners over Birchip Watcham 17 in the end, Kylie.
Yeah, well, I spotted the Donuts court this week, Alice, and Bort team was certainly had a spring in their step, and they looked a lot more upbeat and ready to redeem themselves from last week's loss. Kirsten Gooding and Kathleen Union's ball placement into Brooke Arnell was on point, and it was just out of reach for the Bulls defenders, Ashley Keeney and Ellie McCullough. Brooke was in her element this week. It was all able to shoot all ranges to the post. It was just in her sight. Bulls mid-court worked really hard to try and get turnovers and way to reduce the deficit. particularly Sandy Richmond, who chased and defended every ball right to the end. But Port were in full throttle this in the last quarter, and they were rightly rewarded with their donuts and a grand final berth, winning 45-17. And yes, there was donuts aplenty, as you saw.
The good kind of donuts, though, Kylie, not the kind that I was used to having when it came to a high school crush. Let's talk about the B grade. Now, we had Bort up against Donald in another really, really close game. Not quite the spectacle we had in the A grade, of course, but a real close one. Just 3 goals in it in the end. Donald getting the win over Bort, 45-42. And I love this. Kaz Adams, one of the best on court, not for the winning side, unfortunately for her, but a lovely name, Kaz Adams. Love it.
Yeah, it's like a book, really, isn't it? Well, I think Sport took the positive vibes from the previous game and they attacked the bowl straight away. But Donald were able to answer the Magpies with Megan Tonkin and Ali Geddes feeding the ball beautifully into Jasmine Hollis with pinpoint accuracy, and Jazz rewarded her teammates accordingly. But Sport appeared to be in trouble when the mature netball heads of Xanthi Rice, Kim Griffith and Linda Adams stepped on to direct their team in the defensive end, and that really challenged Sport's passage of play and swinging the scoreline around in the process. But like we've seen all over the final series, it looked like we were settling in for our first draw of the day. And then Bort made some terrific tactical changes and instantly lifted the Magpies, and it swung an 11-goal turnaround. But then there was a game-ending injury for mid-court and key tactical player Xanthi Rice for Donald. And I thought that might have rattled the team, but they made a few tweaks down the attacking end, and they were able to hunt down Bort with the scoreline. And then they flipped it in the last few minutes of the game and were rightly rewarded with a win over Bort, 45-42. It was a great game to watch.
Fantastic indeed. Well, it would have been a great game, but nothing could have surpassed the A-grade game because in this prelim, wow, Kylie, I've just got to throw it over to you. 1 goal separating the two sides in this, Wedderburn and Nullawill, but Nullawill too good. Tell us how it all happened.
Oh my giddy aunt, Alice. This was a game of such a high standard, and it just demonstrates the competition we've had this season through particularly A grade and the thrill we've had finals. Both teams displayed such a calm persona, and the concentration in their processes and delivery of the ball was such a high level. And both ends of the court, the goalers were working their magic in the ring whilst their opposing defenders just quietly went about their business, getting the odd turnover. But Wedderburn gained a 6-goal lead at the end of the third quarter, and you might have thought that the Redbacks had the edge over the grand final berth, despite Nullawill's Gemma Fawcett taking 11-goal haul in the third quarter. But in a controlled effort to alter Wedderburn's lead, Nullawill made a slight change and brought on youngster Alice Sheen into goals, and then moved key goaler Gemma Fawcett back into the circle. And that was under the directional watch of Lauren Thompson, who worked wonders directing these two throughout the ring. And the crowd were on their toes as we witnessed this true form of the Nullawill team, and they pulled back that scoreline in the closing minutes of the game. And gosh, it was wonderful to observe the composure of these two teams, and they demonstrated there was no pressure mounting, the calmness they created on the court. And in the final 3 minutes, the scoreboard was altering from a draw to 1 up, and the crowd were just restless on their seats. And then, oblivious to the crowd pace, both teams gave full effort and tried to keep that 1-goal advantage prior to the fine whistle. And it was just thrilling and such a highly skilled game that, as the siren blew, Nullawill timed it well with a 1-goal win, as you said, over Redbacks, 53-52. But gosh, congratulations to all players who were involved in that game, their sportsmanship and skills that they displayed. And I know the umpires that umpired that game were so thrilled to be involved in such a terrific game. So congratulations.
Yeah, those are the kind of spectacles that you're just never going to forget. Well, Kylie, we've got to whiz through these grand finals, so just give us the rundown of who's in which grand final across all the grades, juniors and seniors, and just give us a little bit of a mention as to how you think it'll go. Yeah,
thanks, Alice. Yeah, so we've got our grand final in Bort this weekend. So we've got our 14 under B at 9:30, Birchip Watson versus Tanana, then followed by 14 under A. We have Nullawill versus Donald. 17 under A, we have Bort versus Nullawill. C grade, we have Nullawill versus Bort. In B grade, we have Nullawill versus Donald. And A grade, we have Bort versus Nullawill. So congratulations, Nullawill, coming in this year, and just there'll be maroon aplenty on Saturday. Congratulations to all teams and umpires participating in the finals, grand final this weekend. And I hope that they cherish the occasion and the achievement of making it this far, and I hope they play with passion and pride towards their club, and certainly hopefully deliver great sportsmanship that our wonderful grade deserves. And we hope our spectators continue to show the great sportsmanship they have to date. So I just can't wait to watch these games. It's going to be great to be a witness all these, and congratulations to all the clubs who have hosted through the finals, and particularly Bort this weekend.
Excellently done, Kylie Walsh. We have to leave it there. Enjoy the grand final. We'll speak to you next week.
I will. Thanks, Alice.